Hello, my name is Secondee Gainger and I am a Senior Associate in Mercer's New York office. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video application to be the 2022 WEF's Future of Work Secondee. During this video, I'd like to share a little bit about myself and the background and diverse knowledge I would bring to the table. I'd also like to share my excitement and enthusiasm for the work that I would do at the WEF. And finally, highlight my return on investment for Mercer at the end of this secondment. So a little about myself to start. I spent years of my childhood in Malaysia and Hong Kong before returning to Australia for my high school education and then university. I did a Bachelor of Commerce at the University of Melbourne and graduated as an economist, where I got my first job at Nira Economic Consulting. I transferred to the New York office. I then pursued an opportunity to transfer to Oliver Wyman, hoping to gain more experience with strategic business challenges as a management consultant. And during this time, I got to work on some very exciting projects, such as helping create the future of work environment for nuclear energy companies in Saudi Arabia. Realizing that I wanted to pursue organizational effectiveness topics, I transferred to Mercer, where I've been for the last 3 years. During this time, I've embedded myself in the Transformation Center of Excellence, Transformation Services, and I've also embedded myself on a number of future of work projects that are becoming more and more topical and more frequent as we build the business. I am really energized at the prospect of working on the future of work topics, building on the 5 pillars that Nicole and Pat and I have worked on over the past 2 years. I'm also excited about the opportunity to work with the WEF because I believe the future of work is at a critical inflection point. There's been pandemic-related disruptions, increasing automation, as well as the great resignation that companies are having to compete with. Many companies are not in a position to be able to realize the full gains that are on offer at the moment. And huge opportunities, for example, in and upskilling talent are not being realized. The pandemic has also accelerated inequality between developed and developing nations, reinforcing the need to focus the global community's efforts on issues such as public health, sustainability, and diversity and inclusion. The confluence of all these factors makes the WEF's work particularly critical at this moment in time. Next, I would like to share 4 facets about me that I think would make me a great secondee. First, I bring a global perspective. At university, I completed a thesis during my honors year, which is similar to a mini master's. My topic was on the effect of universal primary education on future fertility in women in Tanzania. At the conclusion of my project, I was fortunate enough to visit the region. On the ground, I saw how well-meaning initiatives could have unintended downstream consequences in practice. For example, some NGOs sent second-hand clothing to the region, which stifled the development of entrepreneurial, often women-run businesses in the textile industry. It's this experience of not only being able to help shape a pathway forward for developed nations to maximize the benefits of the future of work, but it's this ability to be able to think through the real-world challenges faced in many developed nations, and it's this experience that I think would make me a great secondee. In addition to my global perspective, I also have experience working with C-suite clients at Oliver Wyman and Mercer, which I believe would lead me to be successful in partnering with CHROs at the WEF as part of the Future of Work secondment. As a consultant, I often need to translate findings from analysis developed in partnership with lower levels of the organization to insights of interest for C-suite, getting support for my recommendations in the process. Next, I would like to highlight my ability to use data analysis. I'm currently working on a project at a healthcare provider where there is discord between what the employees want in terms of flexibility and what C-suite wants to offer. So we conducted a bunch of benchmarking, we conducted interviews, surveys, focus groups to build a universal set of facts to bring to the table and have a discussion. This ability to build consensus is what will ultimately make the project successful. I also believe my working style is a great asset for me at the WEF. I'm a big picture creative thinker and I really like working in teams. During my time at Oliver Wyman, I was on a cost reduction initiative for a large parcel delivery company in the US. I was responsible in part for the reduction of people and healthcare related costs, something highly unpalatable for any CHRO. By building credibility from the ground up with the analysts and the working team, all the way up to the HR VPs and SVPs, we were able to present our findings to the CHRO with support from their team. My work at the WEF will require collaboration across multiple sets of stakeholders and bringing people together to arrive at the best solution, skills I have learned from my time in client services. Finally, I want to summarize the return on investment that my secondment would generate for Mercer. I will bring the learning back from the WEF, and I'll be able to embed knowledge in our solutions, as well as the work I do with clients. I will be able to use my knowledge to sell to clients as I look to transition from a senior associate to a principal. I am also deeply familiar with our commercial objectives for our relationship at the WEF. I will be better positioned to explain to the WEF how Mercer can support the institution's objectives and expand our network at the WEF, building on relationships I hope to forge during my time as a secondee. And finally, thank you again for taking the time to watch my video application to be the WEF 2022 Secondee. It's been a great pleasure to be able to share a little bit about myself and also my excitement and enthusiasm for the secondment. Thank you.